Well, we decided it was totally appropriate to do this interview together because this is my husband.
Oh, I love it. I love
We
it.
work together all the time. We work in this industry together. He's behind the camera. I get in front of the camera. And you guys made this movie together.
I mean,
We love it all. We love it all.
Yeah.
So you co-wrote this film together. Alison, you starred in it. Dave, you directed it. What's your favorite thing about getting to do projects together?
I'll start. My favorite thing about working together is getting to watch Dave direct. It was like the best part of working on The Rental together was seeing him work in this new capacity and just shine. I've always known that Dave is like the most incredible person, sweet, kind, incredibly passionate, so talented. But it's just so different to see him on a set, the way that he collaborates with every person. His enthusiasm is infectious, so he really just gets everybody going and really wants to bring out the best of everyone involved. And I don't just mean the cast, like every person on the crew in their departments. He really brings on great people. He's really mindful about the way that he does that, and then he lets every person shine. It's very romantic from my perspective.
And this is a great day for you.
And I guess I feel kind of meh about our collaboration. No, it's so easy with her for many reasons. Like I've always known how talented she is as an actress, but since I've been in these positions where I'm able to kind of watch her intently for months at a time, I realize she's one of the best. Like truly, she makes my job so easy in that way. And then in addition to that, like just having someone there at the end of every day just to kind of unwind with, and someone who can support me, as a director. There's so much going on, and just someone who can kind of like calm me down and keep me from spinning out. It's incredible.
It's nice to be together as actors. We've been together 11 years, and in that time have spent many months apart when we're working on jobs that are shooting in different cities. So part of this was just us conspiring to be in the same place a little more often.
We got to take our cats with us to Portland, Oregon. So we had just the whole little family circus. It was amazing.
That's awesome. So this is a romantic comedy. And when I was looking into some of the things that you guys have posted recently about the movie, I realized that we actually have something else in common. And Alison, this one's you and me.
Go on.
The first time that I ever expressed my love for my husband, I may have been slightly intoxicated. And by slightly, I don't have a recording, but if I did, it would probably be pretty comical.
And intoxicated with tears. Like she was upset about it.
Sure, Dave's seen me like that once or twice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, are you referencing the audio we put out?
Yes.
Yeah, we put out a recording where Alison was very, and
Dave has a number of these recordings on his phone, and like once a year he'll play them for me, and we just crack up because they're so funny, and I have little to no recollection of them at all. So it's really fun to hear them back. I mean, I think a lot of people know that we met at Mardi Gras in New Orleans. So you can imagine there was a fair amount of intoxication happening early on in our relationship.
But I was just talking to a friend who was saying how, like, you found the right person when they just still love you and support you and through those moments like that, as opposed to like,
being turned off,
as opposed to being turned off when the other person is really out of it or whatever, and being like, why'd you get so drunk last night or whatever. And it's like,
there are some, like, that was a voice note that Dave recorded when we were together, but I think we had only hung out a couple times when there were some voicemails that I drunk dialed Dave, and you still have those on your phone. And I'm like, I am shocked that you just rolled with. I mean, they're very sweet and very embarrassing. Like, there was not a playing it cool. There's me leaving him voicemails after hanging out twice, being like, I just like you so much.
Dave, I'm taking notes. I'm gonna start recording all of these conversations. That's just,
you will not regret it.
No, not at all. One way or the other, right? You've got like something to go with. It's either sweet or pure blackmail.
How often do you guys get to work like in this way together?
Well, we both work kind of in different areas of the industry. So we own a few movie theaters.
Oh, cool.
We work with a bunch of movie theaters across the country, and I do a lot of content. He does a lot of marketing and producing on the backside.
Nice.
So we get to work together kind of a lot.
I do the marketing of movie theaters.
I like it.
Those
I like
theaters.
it.
Give
Is
them
it-
You guys actually, you talk about movies a lot. You talk about going to the movies a couple times in this
It's
film.
our favorite thing to do. We love going to the movies.
Yeah. Wait. When did we talk about going to the movies in this movie, or is it that we reference
reference a lot of
You reference it. You
Yeah.
reference it a couple times. Yeah.
It's our favorite thing in the world. Like I would say honestly, every single night we will watch a movie together.
Yeah.
Uh,
We don't always finish the movie
Sure,
because
sure.
I start falling asleep.
yeah.
But yeah, we love watching movies. And I mean, a big part of making this movie was tapping into our personal nostalgia for rom-coms from the 80s and 90s. There's a lot of homage paid to that era of rom-coms. We name check a couple of them in the movie. And like, I think, yeah, that was kind of the spirit of it all.
Yeah. You know, this film was so relatable and it was so much fun to watch because we were both laughing and kind of like talking to each other as we were watching it because there were so many moments where like, oh my God, yeah, that. And it just like the idea of like getting back to who you are as you're aging, you're going through relationships, career. I feel like it's a theme that every single person deals with at some point. Why was that just kind of something you wanted to dig into with this movie?
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. I mean, especially right now, I mean, I think through the pandemic, a lot of people kind of took a step back from their lives, you know, whether was their relationships, their work, where they were living and realizing like, oh man, I'm not happy in this situation.
It's this big moment of reckoning
Yeah.
and putting things in perspective.
And people are like, friends I know are making like drastic changes to be like, you know what, it's not too late to like get back on this path of like what makes me happy. And so I think there was a lot of that going into this. And like, you know, just from a personal standpoint, I think I can speak for both of us where like there's moments in our career where you just start to kind of hold on to everything so tightly because you're scared it might go away. And what results from that is you stop taking as many risks and you almost forget like why you got into it in the first place. And so I think like even part of the reason I started directing is because it's something that I've been wanting to do for so long, but like, you know, I was scared. I was terrified there would be this spotlight on me and people would be like, oh, this guy thinks he can do this too. And like, after a while, I'm just like, you know what, this is in me and I gotta get it out. And I've had such a great time and I've been able to like exercise these different parts of myself. And I hope I get to do it for a long, long time.
It's amazing. One of the places we have been able to work together because Danielle does work on the camera. We got to meet Jay at the Top Gun premiere and hang out with him. And he is just, I'm channeling my coolest Jay Ellis vibes right now. Obviously very similar, you know, all in.
Yeah,
But,
I see it.
I knew you, right? But he's super cool. He fits this role. And like, talk a little bit about working with him and then where his career is about to go.
Yeah.
Oh man, we adore
yeah.
Jay.
Oh, yeah.
We were huge fans of his from Insecure. And you know, that role, I think we're really just trying to toe this line where you want that character to ultimately be redeemable. All of the characters in this movie are making some questionable choices, and it would be really easy to villainize the male role, you know, and we just we wanted to avoid that at all costs. And Jay is such a genuinely good person, and he's such a talented actor where he can toe that line of nuance and really giving depth to this character and showing his internal struggle. So hopefully characters can relate to him, even if they don't agree with everything he's doing, they can really see where he's coming from and empathize.
And he's just so inherently likable. You want to root for him.
And he's so handsome.
Oh yeah.
Which I feel like goes into that.
Oh,
You guys had
And you guys could be twins, you know.
You guys had such a great cast for this film. And before we wrap up, I have to say, I was so excited to see you and Danny back on screen together.
yeah.
Yes.
I literally thought it was just a setup for the Community movie, but a little let down on that.
Kind of
This
is,
whole thing
yeah.
is just a prequel to the Community movie. It kind of is. There are some bits that Danny and I were doing behind the scenes that Dave filmed and put in the movie that I watched and I go like, oh, that's a bit we used to do with Jim Rash on the Community set. It's like there might be Community Easter eggs in this movie. But Danny and I, we haven't shot together since Community, and we have remained very close friends. So we did write that role for Danny, and we lucked out that he was available and able to do it. And it was just the most fun.
Yeah, you can't fake that chemistry between them, and
A genuine history.
It just adds that extra layer of everything just feels so lived in, which was so important to us. It's like we love this entire ensemble so much, and like, you know, of course we wanted to bring in people who are really talented, but it was just as important to us to bring in people who were just nice, and everyone, we just knew everyone we brought in were like, yeah, they're gonna get along with the group, and like everyone just loved each other. And I think you feel that while you're watching the movie.
Yeah, we felt like we were on a weekend with you guys in Leavenworth, Washington. It really kind of felt like we were all in that friend group with you guys.
That gave me chills a little bit. That gave me chills.
Him saying that?
Yeah, him saying that gave me chills.
Okay, as we're wrapping up here, this is the most important question that we've had for the entire interview. And very important question. How many titles did not make it to that napkin?
The dessert napkin.
I think only a handful. I think we landed on those that were on the napkin pretty quickly. I'm trying to remember. There was Fudge Get About It, a Sopranos hosted season. What else is there?
The Lake House one? Did that
Yeah. Oh, what was that called?
I don't know.
With Sandra Bullock and
Keanu
what was the
Reeves.
pun in that?
The Bakehouse?
No.
There's one that was it's not too kosher, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Fuckable food.
Food you can
Food
fuck.
you can fuck.
Food you can fuck for sure.
There you go.
That was always
There
the front
was,
runner.
without giving away what our final tag is on the movie,
Yeah.
I have thought after the fact, after we shot the film, I was like, there could have been a version where that tag was foods you can fuck, and we try to get Jason Biggs to come in and fuck different types of food.
A missed opportunity.
That was a
I'm
missed
thinking a sequel,
opportunity.
guys. Like, I'm really feeling it now.
Did you say sequel?
Yeah,
We got it. It writes itself.
Gotta do it.
you guys are amazing. Thank you.
Thanks so much for your time today, guys. Love the film. Really love it.
That was really great, guys. Really appreciate it. Yeah.